Sawadee good morning, and thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT Radio Thailand, FM 88, and NBT World. It's Sunday, September 27th, and you're me Surapan Lautharanarit. His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mahawachiralongkorn yesterday represented His Majesty the King at the opening ceremony of Rajapak Park in Hua Hin District, Prachuap Khiri Khan Province. The Crown Prince, accompanied by Her Royal Highness Princess Pacharakitiyapha, unveiled Rajapak Park's name placard and officiated at a brief ritual of sprinkling luster water and anointing the ceremonial nameplate of the park. The royalty also attended a light and sound and multimedia show organized by the Royal Thai Army to celebrate the opening of the public park. Rajapak Park is built by the Royal Thai Army on a piece of 222 rai of its land, with funds donated by public and private sectors, as well as the general public. The Army was granted His Majesty the King's approval to build the park on April 21st this year. His Majesty has also named the park as Rajapak, which means the park that has been built with people's loyalty to the monarchs. His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, has kindly accepted to be Chief Advisor to the organizing committee of the park project. Her Royal Highness Princess Pacharakitiyapha also led an event entitled Rajapak Bike and Concert on September 12th to raise funds for the construction of the Grand Park. Rajapak Park is a historic park to honor 7 great ancestral kings from the Sukhothai period to the current Jakri dynasty. It features giant bronze statues of the 7 kings, each with an average height of 13.9 meters. Among the statues are those of King Ramkhamhaeng the Great, King Naresuan the Great, and King Rama I, who established Bangkok and was the founder of the Jakri dynasty. And welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. The Prime Minister has pledged to push forward all plans to develop the country's economic and social affairs when adhering to the principles of national reform. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha said during his weekly TV program, Returning Happiness to the People, that the government's plan to move forward the country has been added with all the 11 reform ideas from the National Council for Peace and Order and 36 propositions from the National Reform Council. Prime Minister Prayut said that the government has also been introducing new policies and included them in the 12th National Economic and Social Development, or NESD, plan for 2017 to 2021, and the 20-year national strategy to be a compass to take the country forward. He added that the government will always adopt His Majesty the King's sufficiency economy philosophy and the notion that the people will have to be at the center and take part in the development process. The Prime Minister went on to say that the 12th NESD plan will be disclosed in October 2016. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha said in his weekly televised program, Returning Happiness to the People, that all relevant authorities must get themselves prepared to deal with any natural disasters in line with their own emergency response plans. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, in particular, the Prime Minister said, should ensure an effective water drainage system to prevent flooding, as Thailand is under the influence of variable weather conditions and thunderstorms. He advised people to closely monitor disaster warnings from officials and to check the strength of their buildings. The Prime Minister also pleaded with farmers to be cautious when using water in agriculture and to strictly follow official advice. He confirmed that the government has been urgently solving the water shortage problem. The Prime Minister sat down with his delegation to the 70th United Nations General Assembly, or UNGA, to discuss their agenda. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha stressed that every delegate represents Thailand and its people's interests. He called on the delegation, which includes representatives for Thai commercial, agricultural, technological, and transport sectors, to properly clarify the country's reform roadmap and his administration's intentions to move Thailand forward. After speaking to several foreign diplomats, General Prayut said the international community understands the mandate of his administration, which he promised will not overstay its term. The Thai consulate claimed that the American people are growing more confident in Thailand's safety and stability. It said it remains important to reach out to the new generation of Thai Americans and foster their connection with their homeland. The Thai Prime Minister has held talks with the U.S. ASEAN Business Council, or USABC, during which he reaffirmed that Thailand is expediting reforms and solutions to accumulated problems in order to stabilize the business sector. Deputy spokesman of the Prime Minister's office, Major General Weerachon Sukhontapatipak, revealed that Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha, during his current visit to New York, joined a dinner discussion with members of the USABC, which comprised executives of leading U.S. companies. The Prime Minister was quoted to have expressed appreciation for the USABC support for the economic, trade, and investment cooperation between Thailand and the U.S., and his help for making many sectors in the U.S. to have a better understanding of the situation in Thailand. The Prime Minister underlined the government's commitment to enhancing the stability and security of the nation, as well as pushing for reform and solving the persisting problems with an aim to allow the business sector and the general public to experience improvement in their business operations and a better quality of life. The Prime Minister told the U.S. businessmen that the government intended to lay foundation for the next government so that the latter could quickly move the country forward, and that he had no intention to hold on to the power for long. The Prime Minister added that the government is currently improving the standard of Thai private businesses to keep them on par with the international business community. The government is also eliminating trade and investment obstacles to promote foreign investment and trade in Thailand. The National Council for Peace and Order, or NCPO, has advised the public to use discretion when obtaining information online. During a televised broadcast, NCPO spokesman Colonel Winthai Suwari warned people who use social media as a news source to use discretion when obtaining their information. He advised people to consider various factors, such as the credibility of the source when reading the information, in an effort to prevent people from being misled, which can in turn affect national security. Meanwhile, National Police spokesman, Police Lieutenant General Prawut Thawansiri, said netizens could help authorities by reporting inappropriate online contents, including those that promote violence. He asked netizens to save such inappropriate contents and report them to the police hotline 191 or 1599 in a bid to help protect the country. The Interior Ministry has received a budget of 3.2 billion baht to finance 3,827 projects aimed to upgrade living conditions of farmers and low-income people nationwide. These projects will strengthen Thai society on a continuous and sustainable basis. Permanent Secretary for Interior Wiboon Sangwon-pong said he has reiterated to all provincial governors to expedite the projects until they achieve concrete outcomes. For projects and action plans which have not yet been approved, the Permanent Secretary said that the Interior Ministry had informed those provinces wishing to obtain the remaining budget to urgently revise and draw up a complete plan. Their projects would be considered as part of the 5 million baht per sub-district financial package. Mr. Wiboon also urged the governors to complete their projects within the designated time. They must supervise the disbursement of the budget to ensure transparency, worthiness, and legal compliance. Eid al-Adha is a significant religious festival for Muslims across the world. Here in Thailand, Muslims are also celebrating the special occasion. Kun Asma Tin Kok Keo has been to the Islamic Center of Thailand to cover the celebration.
Eid Mubarak, Swadika. This is the day of Muslim festival known as Eid al-Adha or the Greater Eid. I am attending the Eid al-Adha celebration at the Islamic Center of Thailand, Bangkok. So join me to discover more about the big day of Muslim celebration in Thailand. Muslims are celebrating Eid al-Adha, one of the most important days in Islamic calendar. Falling on the 10th day of Zulhijjah, the 12th month, is related to the worship of Hajj, but for those who didn't go to Hajj, it's celebrated as a feast to commemorate the Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to devote his son Ismail to Allah by slaughtering animals like sheep, goats, or cows. The act of devotion to Allah called Qurban. The Qurban meat is then distributed among families, friends, and the poor.
So in our belief, this is very important one. We have to do several things during this particular day. That means today we come to mosque to perform pray or salat in order to recognize the way in which our Prophet did the same day 1,400 years back.
This special day of prayer is different from the 5 times daily prayer. At 8 a.m., it's time to pray Eid al-Adha. We'll see the worshippers standing in silence and repeating the prayer called by the Imam, followed by a sermon or khutbah. Once the prayer is over, worshippers disperse to greet one another. The act of sincerely hugging and greeting creates a very warm atmosphere among families, friends, and among the Muslim Brotherhood. Apart from Thai Muslims, the Islamic Center of Thailand is filled with Muslims from other nations coming to celebrate the Eid festival.
Of Eid al-Adha in Thailand is very good, and I feel at home. The people here are really enjoying celebrating this important occasion of our Muslim calendar, and this is an important occasion when we all get together in a spirit of religion, but also it provides us an opportunity to have understanding of each other, meet relatives, meet friends on this very important day.
Following Allah's command spiritually leads Muslims to peaceful contentment throughout the world. Peaceful fulfillment is not only for a single community, but for all mankind. Camera works by Aswin Pothai with Asma Tin Kok Keo, reporting for NBT World.
Well, the Ministry of Industry has awarded 41 top selected products at the event called Premium Products of Thailand, the Pride of Thais. The event, held for the first time this year, is aimed at promoting premium products of the country and encouraging producers of community products to upgrade their goods in line with customers' demand. Among the award winners are agricultural processed items under the royally initiated Jitlada project, ready-to-drink smoked coconut juice, and Sukhothai gold accessories. The award ceremony was chaired by Industry Minister Achaka Sibunryang. Mrs. Achaka thanked the winners and other contestants for their participation and their attempts to develop and promote Thai goods, which have been the driving force behind the economy all along. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, has organized a seminar to educate teachers from small schools across the capital city on how to improve their students' math and English skills. According to Deputy Bangkok Governor Pusadi Tamthai, the BMA has launched a meeting in response to the recent statistics which showed that students in small schools under its care gained lower marks than the average points in national math and English tests. Many of them gained around 30 out of 100 points. Ms. Pusadi explained that educators participating in the seminar would have the opportunity to discuss problems and obstacles faced by their schools and students. The BMA will also send academic experts to the participating schools to share with the teachers the techniques that help students grasp English and math more easily. The Deputy Bangkok Governor expects that the project will enable students to perform better in the next Ordinary National Educational Test, or ONET, which will take place in February 2016. And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a quick break, let's have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The ninth core value, being conscious and mindful of actions in line with His Majesty the King's royal statements.
How could you do that to me? Stop it! Huh? Don't you get it? I don't need you anymore. Enough! We're through. There's someone else in my life.
Say no to the past. Bring your own bag. Say no to plastic.
Welcome to ASEAN, a community comprised of 10 countries, each with its unique culture and history, now unifying to bring added prosperity to the region. For centuries, each country remained independent, but now we are coming together to compete in the 21st century globalized world. ASEAN is bringing together more than 600 million citizens and a total land area of 4.4 million square kilometers, and is providing economic opportunities, trade, travel, and new educational possibilities. The combined GDP of all 10 ASEAN countries comes to a total of $2.4 trillion, which means the ASEAN entity ranks amongst the world's major economic powers. The future is here. Welcome to ASEAN, the community of opportunities. The Southeast Asia region is now becoming one.
Multiple perspectives, insightful commentary on Thailand with The Insider every Sunday morning at 10:30 on NBT and NBT World.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. The Singkhon Special Border Pass in Prachuap Khiri Khan not long ago was upgraded to the status of special border crossing connecting Thailand to Myanmar. คุณสุชานีรุ่งเหมือนพร introduces us to the crossing.
I'm here at the Sinkhon border pass connecting Thailand to Myanmar, which was just upgraded to a special border crossing earlier this year. But what is the objective of the upgrade, and what does a special border crossing really mean? The Sinkhon Special Border Crossing connects Prachuap Khiri Khan province of Thailand to Mudong Minor District of Myanmar, which leads to Mergui City in Tanintharey region, located on the Andaman Sea coastline near the Mergui archipelago. Consisting of more than 800 islands, the proximity of islands and reefs make Mergui the main fishing location in the waters of Myanmar. The crossing has recently been upgraded as the only special border crossing in Thailand. Its status as a soon-to-be permanent checkpoint is however impeded by the disagreement over territory between the Thai and Burmese government.
Nowadays, the value of imports at the Sinkhon Special Border Pass is quite low at approximately 100 million baht, which is not much when compared to other border crossings. But if the logistics infrastructure is improved over the next few years, especially the infrastructure on the Burmese side, I think it could definitely reach 1 billion baht.
Myanmar has already developed the Mudong Pass as an international cross-border checkpoint, but it remains unused, not allowing international tourists to cross the border. Mergui is the main location of fresh fish and seafood production, a majority of which is imported at Ranong and Samut Songkhram provinces of Thailand. Export nowadays are conducted by going around the Ranong port and being transported to the central part of Thailand. This process takes 30 hours instead of just 7 if it were to be imported through the Sinkhon border crossing. Meanwhile, the facilities at Sinkhon border post have been completed, along with the facilities in Mergui, where the infrastructure and hotel industry investments are now being developed. The opening of Sinkhon border crossing will create an open gate that connects Thailand to Myanmar in every respect as one ASEAN community. Suchani Rumanpon reporting from Prachuap Khiri Khan.
Moving on to the global front, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani used a major United Nations speech on Saturday to demand an investigation into a crash that killed over 700 people at the Hajj pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia. The fact that Rouhani used a UN summit meeting on global development goals to reiterate Iran's outrage over the Hajj tragedy was a sign that Tehran does not intend to tone down criticism of its regional rival, Saudi Arabia. Both Iran and the Saudis see themselves as leaders in the Muslim world. In his speech to the 193-nation UN General Assembly, Rouhani emphasized the need for an investigation into the causes of this incident and other similar incidents in this year's Hajj. He described the crash as heartrending. Speaking to reporters before a meeting with U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif repeated, quote, "We need to address the disastrous event in Saudi Arabia," unquote. Saudi Arabia on Friday suggested that pilgrims ignoring crowd control rules bore some blame for the incident. Saudi King Salman ordered a review of Hajj plans, and Health Minister Khalid al-Falih said an investigation would be conducted. Iran has repeatedly expressed outrage at the deaths of 131 of its nationals at the world's largest annual gathering of people. Rouhani suggested on Friday that the tragedy may be a result of the Saudis transferring experienced troops to Yemen to fight Iranian-backed Houthi rebels, a military campaign that Tehran has repeatedly criticized. Thousands of people took to the streets in Tehran on Friday to protest against Saudi Arabia after a deadly stampede during the Hajj pilgrimage. The death toll in a crash at the annual Hajj pilgrimage outside Mecca rose to 769, Saudi Arabia said on Saturday. A number of Iranian pilgrims are reportedly still missing following the deadly crash. And that's all for today's edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. And for now, we're going to say goodbye with some footage of Klong Sang Ne, an educational trail in Phang Nga Province. I'm Surapat Lautharanarit. Thank you for joining us and have a wonderful day. สวัสดีครับ